The Pants Free Podcast presents FAQs. We take your questions from Tumblr, Twitter, Facebook. Welcome to the Pants Free Podcast. My name is Belonius Francine Marconi, and with me, as always, my podcast compadre, Nick J. Miles.
Hello, good morning, and welcome this afternoon, this evening, or wherever you are listening, and whatever country you're in. Shalom, and all those other languages I don't know.
Shalom?
Yes.
Well, it's Monday, and that means we're going to comment on your comments. And we have so many from Tumblr, Twitter, and Facebook, and you can always find us at MF Pod on all of those social media outlets. Tumblr. Coming to us first from Tumblr. You Can't Make Me 303 writes, can you sing Taylor Swift's Never Getting Back Together?
Well, actually, I've written a song very similar to that, and I'll sing you a few bars.
All right.
I never, ever, 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 I'm putting my pants back on. I never, ever, ever, I'm putting my pants back on. You laugh at me when I'm doing the podcast. I'm sitting here with only my underwear. I look over, and you're fully panted. Well, I say I ain't gonna do your way. I never, ever, ever, I'm putting my pants back on. I never, ever, ever, ever putting my pants back on. This one's from Cheapo Creep. He asked Marconi, what's the best way to spend a Saturday night with my girlfriend when I have no money?
Send her to my house? No. I mean, is she hot? No, you know, there's so many different ways. What I do is just get a movie and maybe, even like, girls like candles. Like, it's weird. You don't have to do anything. You put candles on, and even, it sounds like stereotypical, but like, say, hey, let's listen to the new Taylor Swift album, baby.
I never, ever, 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 I'm putting my pants back on.
Don't ever do that. I'm sorry.
Let's hold hands and light a candle and sing to the new Taylor Swift now.
Well, watch a TV show or something, you know? I don't know.
Especially the never wearing pants part. Yes,
exactly. Yeah, invite her over for a pants-free party. And just, there you go, have a pants-free pizza night. You say, hey, come on.
Never, ever, ever, I'm putting my pants back on. Sorry.
Mina Lee 23 says, yes. Nick, can you please narrate my life?
I definitely can. Born in a barn on a cold January morning. His mother abandoned, I'm presuming Mina Lee's a man. Mina Lee abandoned, lying on the straw. If it wasn't for the 3 bums who came by, he never would have had a family.
Beautiful.
Here you have one is Junk in the Trunk. Marconi, what's the best place to get music these days?
The best, there's so many places. Obviously, people will download them wherever, but I prefer Spotify. And not only because they're sometimes a sponsor of the podcast, but they're a sponsor of the podcast because I love them. And if you haven't tried Spotify, Nick, I got you hooked into Spotify.
You did.
And, in fact, my going away party from Portland, we made playlists on Spotify. There's no uploading or downloading. You just download the app one time, and you can the free version only has commercials, kind of like Pandora does. You can have it on your phone, on your desktop, laptop, whatever, and you can literally make playlists just by typing in the name of your band and the song or whatever, and they're online virtually anywhere you are. So it's pretty incredible. I think it's better than like iTunes or Pandora because you can make customized playlists. I can share, if I make a playlist, you know, maybe I call it Junk in the Trunk. And I can share it to Nick on his Spotify, and he can open up his app, and there it is in his inbox. And you're like, oh, a playlist just for me. So it's like the new way of making someone a mixtape, pretty much. Twitter. At Blueberry Mary says, Nick, what is your favorite TV show and why?
Well, I have 2 equal billing. One you will have heard about, one you will not have heard about. But the equal billing is this. Breaking Bad is the best TV show ever written.
Oh, absolutely.
And Bryan Cranston, if you haven't seen it, by the way, the first 4 seasons are available on Netflix. And then season 5, which is the final season, is halfway through. It will return the summer of 2013. The story is the only one I have ever seen in history where you start off with a character who is a good man, a pious man, a wholesome man, and he becomes an evil killer. And it's a brilliant show. So
it's weird. He doesn't make that much money off of Breaking Bad. He makes all of his money off of the residuals from Malcolm in the Middle.
Yeah, well, I can assure you his next show he'll make a lot of money off of.
Oh, yeah.
And the other show, which actually not many people will have heard of, but it's available on Netflix, it's called A Touch of Frost, and it's actually started back in the early 90s. It's a TV show that follows a detective around who's from a town just outside Manchester, England, and he breaks all the rules, and he eats bacon and sausage sandwiches all day, and he's very English, and he drinks a lot of tea.
It's a show about a man who eats sausages and drinks tea. Don't you do that every day? Can we just put a camera on you?
I'm thinking I should be in my own TV show.
I agree.
I have one here from Oh God Please, and it says, Marconi, do you want to have children someday? And would it be with Oh God Please, I guess? Just the subtext, which isn't written here.
Oh God Please No is my answer to that question. I mean, I have nieces and nephews that I love, and that's it. My mom, every time I get a girlfriend or bring a girl to the house, she's always like, when are you getting married? When are you going to have kids? Like, never, ever, ever getting kids, ever. That's going to be that'll be my cut into the song, Nick, when I do a freestyle rap over your beats.
Right.
We'll do a song together, and that'll be another never, ever line for me.
Really? Because you see, I want kids.
You do? You have dogs.
Yeah.
Isn't that enough?
Dogs are great, but they only live for about 10 years.
If kids only lasted 10 years, maybe I'd consider it.
Right.
Here's Break Bad Chad. Nick, I want to make my girlfriend dinner. What should I make her?
Well, what's always universally acceptable is pizza. So don't rub the pizza off. Make pizza yourself at home. And she will be mightily impressed that she knows one day when you're together forever, the pizza will be as delicious that you made with your own hands as it was from the or the various pizza parlors around your area. So here's a question from Bucking Buckaroo. Marconi, apart from November, what is the other lamest month-long white people invented month that we have?
I would say Sober October. Because only white people are going to stay, before the holidays, I've got to stay sober for an entire month. And then you always see people.
What about Oktoberfest, where you should drink 5 times the weight in beer?
Halloween parties? I mean, come on. Who doesn't go out and have a little drink or two during a Halloween party? Sober October? Stop it, white people. Just stop it. And like I said in previous podcasts, Movember, only white people come up with stuff that is not doing something is a thing. Like, I'm not going to shave, and don't you not shave 90% of the time anyway? I mean, why bother with a whole month? And people are like, okay, we're not going to do it for an entire month. Be different. Shave the entire month. How about that? Facebook. Susan Hamstead says, Nick, do you have any remedies for hangovers?
Yes. The first one is don't drink so much, stupid. The second one is, hangovers are actually caused by dehydration. So the truth is, the best way to get rid of your hangover is drink liquids.
Or get really good like me and drink so much that your body's like, if you don't drink, I'll give you a hangover.
There you go. From Travis DJ Frequency Randalls, he asks, Marconi, how long have you and Big Bird been kicking it?
Oh, Big Bird and I go way back. When I was a kid, my mother used to sit me in front of the TV, and PBS was kind of my babysitter. I watched Mr. Rogers, Sesame Street, and even Electric Company, if anybody remembers that show. pretty awesome. Hey, you guys! And that's where Morgan Freeman was on there, and a bunch of other famous people. And Sesame Street was the best. So I think honestly, I don't think Sesame Street has eroded over the years. I think it's only gotten better. So even with its creator Jim Henson being gone, yes,
It's like a good wine. 30 years later, it tastes better.
Yeah, I mean, and the guy who does Elmo, the voice, I highly recommend if you're on Netflix. There is Being Elmo is a documentary about the guy who the Muppeteer that does Elmo and how he basically now runs Sesame Street.
Right.
Here's one from Prince Albert Charming. Nick, I want to buy a used car. Any suggestions?
Well, my suggestion, first of all, is to go to a dealer that you trust and somebody that your friends trust. There are plenty of non-reputable second-hand car dealers. My outline of a suggestion is go to a new car dealer to buy your second-hand car or your used car because, and we like to call them slightly or previously loved car.
Previously owned.
The reason that you should go to a new car dealer is they have to maintain manufacturers' standards in their shops, and so you know that the car will be taken care of. And they will haggle with you on the price. It's likely that they paid less than its street value for the car, so you should be able to get a fair deal on the car as well. That's my suggestion of where to buy, what to buy. Look at what your needs are. Take the emotions out of the equation and buy a car which makes sense for you.
You're so good. You're such a professional.
Here's one more for you. It's from Don Hopkins. I know Marconi loves bacon. Since leaving Portland, do you miss the Voodoo Maple Bacon Bar?
Hell yes. Oh, my God. Some people might say if they're in Portland, they're so used to it. Like everybody, when they talk about Portland food, they always say, oh, yeah, the Voodoo Donut, you got to go there. And then, Anthony Bourdain, when he came to Portland, he went back to Voodoo Donut like 2 or 3 times. He's like, oh, I got to get – and they are that good, I think. And I love not only just the bacon maple bar, but the ones with the random kid cereals on top of them with frosting.
Yeah, there's the Captain Jack's, and then there's the Arnold Palmer, which is dipped in the lemonade. And
so good. They really – I mean, I think they just kind of – I don't know. I've interviewed those guys a lot, and I love them so much because they're really good guys. And
Trey and Cat Daddy.
Yeah, they only put a voodoo hex on me once, and so I really, I think like when it comes to donuts, I've been to a million donut places, as you can imagine. Nobody comes even close to Voodoo Donut. They are the best.
Right. I mean, they definitely are tasty donuts, but you can also go and find a quality maple bar where you live and just put bacon on the top. It won't be as a quality, but you can get the sensation.
I find that to be blasphemy. I really, because it's not going to be anywhere close to good. The only thing I would suggest is that if they would do like a special donut, like maybe once a year, with the cake frosting inside the donut, like a cream-filled cake frosting donut maple bacon bar,
Ooh, a Christmas donut.
Yeah, like maybe they have food colorings inside.
Pumpkin flavored.
No, don't ruin it. No pumpkin flavor. There you go. We've answered a bunch of your comments. I hope that was enjoyable for you because we never have more fun than when we're answering your questions. Right, Nick?
Absolutely. They are fun, they are frivolous, and they are frickleless.
Until next time, this is Bologna's Francine Marconi with Nick J. Miles saying,
I painted by numbers and ended up looking like a German Shepherd.
Buongiorno.
Awesome, dude.
Can we
It just sounds dirty when your fucking relatives say that.